Hey folks, welcome back. So I had a request to play the Kobold King, and it's been a while since I played Conquest of Elysium. The last time I played, I had a quick look at the new Guildmaster class, which I quickly decided was insanely strong. It's if you can get it going, it's definitely one of the strongest classes in the game, in my opinion. It's just got so much going for it. But I'm going to be playing as the Kobold King. Now, this is the second attempt at doing this game, because the first time... I'm using a little CRT shader, by the way, because I think that it makes the pixel art look a little bit more cool, and just, you know, more like old school stuff, which is kind of my thing at the moment. However, the last time I recorded it, I used a more advanced CRT shader called Royale. Now, Royale does not like OBS for some reason, and so the interlacing mode on it that kind of like simulates CRT interlacing settings, or you know, the old interlaced CRT mode, didn't work, and yeah, it caused a problem, and I didn't even see it until somebody until I put it up and you guys pointed it out. So sorry for making you sit through that, guys. Like, I don't usually, my settings are okay, so I don't check everything after I record. Maybe I should start doing that, but especially when I'm messing around with settings. Anyway, so I'm going to recreate this game. We're going to play on a large map, and we're going to play The Dawn of the New Empire. I'm going to put Wilder and Battle Reports on. Everything else is going to be just normal. I'm going to put it on Baron difficulty, put another couple of extra players in, because I think the Kobold King is a strong class, actually, and I'm confident of my ability to play it quite well, I'd say. So should be okay. I'm going to give myself a dark red colour, and yeah, we're just going to have random players. Everything else looks good to me, so let's go ahead and set it up. I'm going to call myself Benjamin. And yeah, so... okay, I took that other video down, and because it was just jarring to look at, man. Like, it was the what TV interlacing did was, if you looked at it closely enough, it would actually jump, and you know, most human beings sit far enough back from a television or a old CRT TV that you wouldn't notice that. But for some reason, OBS really picked up on it, and it was just unwatchable. So I apologise for that, guys. But yeah, pixel graphics look really, really nice with a little bit of a CRT filter, and yeah, this should be quite viewable. I've used a very basic CRT filter because Royale was not working, and so yeah, you have to let me know what you think. But I like it. I think it looks nice. It's really nice on my eyes as well, and it's pretty close. Like, I'll just turn it off for a second. You can see what it looks like normally. That's what it looks like normally, and that's what it looks like with the filter on. It just is just a nicer, less glaring image, which is really good for pixel art stuff. Okay, so we have started, and once again we have got the white kobolds. So we got the flying ones with the shock resistance. We start with a storm drake. I'm going to send Benjamin out. We are going to leave a few kobolds at home, although to be honest, if we get attacked, we're kind of in trouble. We can use this flying white kobold chief as a scout if we want, at least in terms of flying scouts. Now, we don't get snow move, so we're, you know, as you might expect for white kobolds, we're not going to get any benefits from the snow here. We have started in the snowy north by the looks of things. So let's have a little bit of a look around. I don't want to be... Ah, okay, we've got a bridge. I've got a bunch of bandits. I'm just going to roll the turn. Okay, end of the turn. Now we're at the autumn. So we managed to pick up some basic income. Now, we've got to be careful here. We could actually lose if these bandits end up coming in. We'll lose this battle if they do walk in there. So let's hope this does not happen. Okay, so yeah, we avoided catastrophe there. That's way too many bandits for us to be able to deal with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to our kobold lair. I'm going to pick up some more kobolds. We should have had a few extra generating. So what is the Kobold King? We are a gem using class. The kobolds, your main kind of like, you know, bread and butter strategy, at least in the sort of mid game, is early and mid game, is to get spellcasters who are very powerful using various elemental types of magic to sit behind walls of varying resistances troops. So in this case, we've got the white kobolds. So we'd have ourselves a sorcerer who was doing a battlefield wipe. I forget what it is now for this this school of magic, but basically you'd be doing a battlefield wipe spell that attacks everything on the map except your resistant troops. So that's your kind of bread and butter strategy. So you get the red kobolds, which do fire damage. You get the blue ones, which I think are cold. You know, they get the water kind of cold damage. You get the red ones. Sorry, you get these ones, which are these are the flying ones. You get black kobolds, which don't have any resistances, I don't think. Maybe. Yeah, the black ones, which are stealthy. So you've got stealthy troops, and as any of you who have heard my critique on the Guildmaster, you'll understand why I think stealthy troops are incredibly strong in this game. They are, very, very difficult to fight against. Got a black kobold scout available. These are the only scouts that you can get, so you don't get, white kobold scouts. It's only the black kobolds who get this. These are really good, so we're just going to take one of these guys with us. And I think I missed the green kobolds, which are the poison kobolds. They've also got forest stealth, if I remember right. Yeah, we've got a lot of brigands here. Let's see what spells we've got. Gust of wind and air shield. Okay, air shield's good against these guys. So I feel like we have got a storm drake's going to do a fair amount of damage if he doesn't die. I think we'll be okay to take these guys out. So let's just take in... We're going to grab everything. And we'll just go and finish this battle. Okay, there we go. There's been a battle in a tundra. Let's just see how this battle went. There we go. Okay, so the Storm Drake got its lightning breath off. This is a bouncing lightning attack. And then it just took out one of his opponents with a bite too. And we lost a whole front line of kobolds. So that's the thing about kobolds. Let's have a look at them. So kobolds are notable for having a little bit of armor, which is good. But they have only 2 hit points, the very basic ones here. Occasionally you'll get some with 3. And 4 hit points, but they're an interesting class basically because these they die to even slinger fire if you get a decent DRN roll, right? So they're not going to stand up in combat. You're not intended to level them up. They are basically chaff, and this is shown by a very interesting little trait they have called expendable kobolds. So what this means is that certain abilities that we have, like ritual abilities, will actually use kobolds as a resource. They are literally eaten by the things that you can summon, like dragons or the storm drakes, as you've seen, or the various other different types of coloured kobold creatures that you can bring into the game. Okay, so the kobolds themselves are a resource. Okay, we've got a white kobold chief available and a stone drake. Now the stone drake... Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realise you could get the... Okay, so this stone drake is... Is that independent? No, that's the earth one. Okay, so that's the green one. So that's the green kobolds. Now we could get the white kobold chief. These guys are nice because they fly, and we can use them as flying units, flying scouts. But I think I'll get the stone drake. This is going to kill 10 kobolds, look, okay? So the stone drake's going to turn in... Oh, no, we don't have the... we don't have the metal. Okay. I forget you had some metal for those guys. Let's just see, remind myself what rituals Benjamin's got. Okay, he's got the Kobold Stronghold. We want to level this up as quickly as possible. 75 metal, 50 gold and 3 turns, but you will get a better Kobold spawning, so free spawn. So you get more elite Kobolds. Just take that word elite with a bit of a grain of salt, guys, because they are a lot better, and having kobolds that have armor 2 and a few more hit points is better than it sounds, believe it or not. Okay, we've got a black kobold chief available. Unfortunately, we can't afford him. But whenever we get the opportunity to get a kobold chief of a different colour, you want to recruit them, because that gives you the ability to recruit in the free spawn kobolds, and to occasionally you can recruit stuff for... Oh no, you don't get the free spawn, sorry. That is determined by the colour of the gems in the mine. But you do get the opportunity to occasionally recruit, 50 kobolds or, 10 kobolds or whatever, 50 gold. We've got a white kobold sorcerer available. Unfortunately, we can't afford him. That would have been very good. They're the level 2 kobold magician, basically. They're very strong. Well, they're a good magician. They're a good battle mage, basically. And that's what we want. We want to be hiding battle mages behind lots of very scary... Gosh... We got a wilder, that's why. So we got a lot of levies here, but we do want to take that. It might be a little bit big for us. Let's see if we can have a little bit of a scout around. Okay, that's nice. So we've got the port of Warshin here, and as you can see, we got a bunch of archers. Really, what we want here is flying kobolds that can fly. That we won't get those until we've leveled up our kobold factory. I don't think. I don't think you get the melee flying ones until the Kobold Stronghold at least. But they would be good because they would fly straight over the battlements and engage the archers directly. Although we would take quite dreadful casualties. But the Kobolds are expendable. We've got a Storm Drake available. That's a no-brainer. Let's grab that one. That's a very good unit. We've already got one, but getting another one would be very nice. Actually, would trivialize battles such as this. And I think that's what we're probably going to do. Let's just see what we can find here. I'm just going to kill these two and just get a little bit more income. Now, of all the races in the game, Kobolds, because of their status as a free spawn nation, that does mean that they are a little bit less affected, I'd say, by lack of resources at the start of the game. Let's just kill that Raven Spy. We don't want it wandering around. That means there's a Necromancer, I think a Necromancer around here. Is that the Raven? Or am I thinking of a different class? White Kobold Shaman. That's a shame we can't grab him. Okay, we're going to keep well away from that Siren. We'll start bringing Benjamin back towards the Kobold Stronghold, I think. And yeah, so we got White Kobold Warriors. Here we go. So these are the ones with the armor 2 I was thinking of. So they've got armor 2 and a shield, okay? And the shield's particularly good at blocking ranged weapons. So again, if you're coming up against a lot of ranged units, it's not a terrible idea to take these guys, because they've only got 3 hit points and a decent DRN roll, like an exploding dice roll with a bunch of 6s. That will chop through armor 2 and hit points 3, right? But if you get, you might deflect 2 points of damage from a bow, and even if they roll a 6, you're still going to be, they're going to survive, right? Because you'll knock off another 2 for the armor, and then there'll be another 2 for the hit points. Although you rarely get 6, you'd have to get a DRN roll and then another 1. Okay, can't afford the Shaman. I think we'll probably go for, we'll go for some of those White Kobold Warriors, or maybe the Winged Archers. Yeah, I'll go for some of the Winged Archers. We'll start recruiting those, and then we'll come and pick some more up. Having some Kobold Archers would be very nice. There's a White Kobold Chief available. We can no longer afford him. Okay, looks like we've got... Is this a Margraf? They look like Hoburgs. Yeah, there's a Necromant. If we take that out of the game immediately... Now, those troops are good. The Hobmark soldiers and the crossbows are pretty good. But I think we've got the advantage of them, and taking Necromant out of the game early is well worth the losses that we would take, because the what do you call it, the Margraf class, sorry, is not that strong, but it's kind of strong enough that you want to deal with him. And we've got the jump on him here, so let's go and take him out. Now he might do some damage to us in terms of like nasty spells, necromancy spells, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, we took a bunch of his troops out just with that initial look, yeah. Oh no, they're weakened. Okay, I wondered if he'd cast... No, that's strength sap. Okay, that Storm Drake's got right in the middle and zap. There we go. Okay, game over. We didn't even lose a single unit. That was well worth us doing. The Margraf is relatively strong, just by virtue of the fact that it is a Necromancer class. Now, people will argue over its exact strength, compared to the Necromancer. It's not as strong as the Necromancer. There's no there would be no arguing that. The Necromancer is top tier. Okay, I'm not bothered about that. So let's just jump into here. Oh, we can grab our own watchtower here, though. Yeah, I want some more of those Winged Archers. We've got the normal White Kobold Archers we could potentially grab as well. The Winged Archers are particularly nice when you stick them with the Kobold Chieftain who can fly, the White Kobold Chieftain. Have we still got our scout? Yeah, we've got a scout, so I'm not too worried about the scout at the moment. I think I'd rather get some more of the White Kobold Archers. And another White Kobold Chief available. Let's take these guys out just to stop them from roaming around on the map. Bandits will be a feature of the New Empire Society. They've not quite yet been completely driven out of Elysium. Okay, I'm loving this CRT filter. It looks, even this basic CRT filter, which isn't a particularly good one, to be honest, it's a very basic one, but I think it still just looks great. Lost a white kobold, that's it. And we took out some slingers. Let's jump into our kobold lair and see if we can top up our troops. Okay, we've got a black kobold chief available. There's also a black kobold murderer. Okay, we can't afford either of them, sadly, but those are worth saving for. The black kobold murderer is basically a poisonous assassin. The dagger of filth gives disease, so it's not poison, but it's disease. He's also got the acute senses and stealth, but having an assassination attack can be quite nice. They're not the best assassins though. I think we're going to grab some white kobold warriors here for the front line, and we're going to grab those guys, and we're going to grab the those winged kobolds there. I'm going to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that, just in case next turn we get the offer of something that we can trade a few kobolds for. Another kobold scout. Okay, let's grab a few more of these guys. Yeah, let's just take them all. We'll pass if there is another storm drake or something. I do want some numbers on that front line. Okay, we've got a white mage here with necromancy level 2. Cause fear. No. Okay, so that's something we could take. The old castle ruin later on. There's a brigand lair here as well. Probably want to take that. We've got that the Margraff's troops coming in. Again, we can't afford that white kobold sorcerer there. We're just going to occupy this spawning location. Taking the taking the Margraff out early might be good. Ah, there we are, look. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we just can't quite afford that. I wonder if this guy... These guys are expendable? Yes. Why can't we carry all of those? Ah. Yeah, these... Okay, it looks like we've used all the movement points. I was going to fly some back. Just grab that storm drake, but no worries. I'm going to keep these guys separate. Okay. So let's see what we can find out around here in the north. Or the northeast. Let's take those brigands out, because they will probably take their brigand hideout back if I don't. Something will take it eventually anyway. Ah, there they are. They moved down that way. Now, having this game on Baron will be pretty difficult. I'm not the best COE player. I'm reasonably competent. But, you know, there's a fair chance that I will lose on Baron. But as long as it's an exciting game, that's all I care about, really. Okay, there's been a battle in the mountains. You've got those two storm drakes going in and immediately letting loose. Now, as you can see, look, these guys, these white kobold warriors, because of their shield and the armor, will actually... They will stand up okay to kind of weakish units like these brigands. Brigands aren't actually that bad. So they can be worth the investment. Sorry, I was jumping ahead. So what I meant was the kobold warriors with the extra armor can be worth the investment, because they will survive early encounters a little bit better than the cheap chaff. And you don't really care about the cheap chaff surviving. They're not there to survive. They are there just to basically be a meat shield. And, you know, the slingers can be useful. We'll take that dwarf worker out. We've got a raven spy here to deal with as well. Some rough terrain that's, you know, in between us and the eastern flank of our territory. Ernamu, the High Cultist, has been eliminated. The last citadel was conquered by Edda, the Dwarf Queen. Okay, so we've got a Dwarf Queen in this game. It's going to be interesting. We're going to be competing with the Dwarf Queen for our resources and for the Kobold hatcheries. So we can expect a steady stream of the Queen's Councillors to be on the map. And we need to get to those kobold or to the potential kobold hatcheries in the mines quicker than the Dwarf Queen. I've got less of a hatred of the Dwarf Queen now. I've learned how to deal with her a little bit better, and I think it takes a little bit of mental discipline if you're the sort of person like me. But yeah, I don't find it quite so frustrating as I used to. But we'll see though. There's plenty of opportunities for me to cast my coffee mug across the table as I see those Queen's Councillors endlessly zooming in for my territory. Hey, Storm Drakes are so good. As long as you look after them, they will give you hours of pleasure. Oh wow, we managed to kill 4. I've never seen you overrun 4 units before. I guess it's because the swans themselves are not very strong. Okay. Oh, we got oh, this is Troll King. Okay. We've got a Troll King in the game. Yeah, let's save some money. We might get lucky and get a sorcerer or something. There's a Black Kobold Chief. I think that's worth buying. So let's get that guy, because it will give us access to the Black Kobolds themselves. Okay, so we got a Black Kobold Chief. I'm actually going to put him on sentry. We're not going to use him for much. And here's the Dwarf Queen. So yeah, we've got some Black Kobolds available already. We could actually send those out as a second party. That would not be a terrible idea. So I think that's probably worth spending some cash on. So we'll send Ikla out. Now, if these guys do die, then we will lose our ability to spawn the Black Kobolds. But there's a Runesmith. He's on his own. That's just a target that's just too tempting. Now, like us, the Dwarf Queen will require basically is a free spawn unit of a free spawn class, but it works differently to the kobolds. Whereas we consume our kobolds in order to get the best units, the Dwarf Queen converts hers, so she doesn't actually lose the dwarves. There we go. That's one powerful sorcerer out of the way. I've got some of our own. Oh, sorry, we've got some other kobolds here. Look, I think we've got to take those out. And there's another iron mine. Okay, so yeah, look, we've got this is the opportunity for us to create another kobold lair. I think the iron mine is a candidate. Okay, I'm going to try and reclaim some of this territory that we've lost with this sneaky Black Kobold group. Okay, so these... We're not doing any damage with the lightning attack from the Storm Drakes. Fortunately, we didn't lose too much. 12 white kobolds, 4 white kobold warriors. But that eliminated a big threat. Now, we can't take these on. There's too many of those. And our best abilities are immune. We will have to come back with a larger force to deal with those. But I love playing Conquest of Elysium. Such a great game. I will never ever get bored of it. If Illwinter never make another version, which I hope they do, but I will be satisfied because I think this game is so good just as it is. Okay, that one wasn't ours. I think the hamlet we can retake. Oh, got more dwarves incoming. Here we go, look. So, and they got jumped on by the Margraf. We must be careful here because there is a serious chance that we could get jumped on by a larger army out of the fog of war. Now, that is a force that might be a little bit big for us. They don't have magic, though. They've got a markman. I think they won't likely have a second necromant yet. I think I'll win this battle. Although they do have a lot of slingers and crossbows. And the crossbows are pretty good at killing stuff. Yeah, I think we avoid those, eh? However, that iron mine, that's where the dwarves are going, look. And I think that's where we want to go to. So let's see if we can jump in there. Oh, we got some outdoor dwarves. We'll see what we got left here. We might come unstuck. Okay, he's gone round us. And there's the Margraf himself, I believe. No, I think I missed a Storm Drake, by the way. I got so excited with talking to you about what was going on in the game that I missed a group. Ah, look. This is a dangerous situation. Well, you got lucky there. Not lucky, but, I mean, you know, law of large numbers suggested that we were going to win that. But still. Now, here's an outdoor dwarf. Just bear with me. Sorry about that. That was my... my fiance came in doing a Patrick Bateman impression. Okay, so where were we? Ah, there we go. So we're going to be moving around and we're going to try and take some stuff. Now these dwarves are going to come in here. That's a Queen's Counsellor there, but we're going to kill it immediately as soon as he comes out. There's an Iron Bog. We would definitely want to take that. Now we can actually move back to the... Why we don't lose our kobolds here, of course. No, the Necromancer's taken that mine. Got a white kobold chief available. Necromant really wants this graveyard, I think. Yeah, we got enough stuff to take this on. These are outdoor dwarves. What else? They got the normal dwarves, and they got a dwarf commander. Again, I still feel I win this battle. I'm going to go and take take this guy out, get him out of the game. Ikla here. I think we're just going to continue exploring. We're going to keep him in the forest though, just in case something jumps out of the fog of war. Look at these. Listen, I said that I would try not to get too annoyed by the dwarf queen, because the way that it kind of just spams out units, I find very frustrating. But we'll see what we can do. There's no reason it should frustrate me. It just does. I think it's because you feel like you're constantly like fighting an ant infestation, and I think that's deliberate, but it can be a little bit irritating. Can we actually put a kobold hatchery here? Yes, we can. Let's do that. Let's get a kobold hatchery straight up here. Okay, so it's going to be another white kobold. It's going to be a white kobold. I was going to say something else then. The white kobold summer. Please don't give me any comments about that. I know I'm going to get somebody get upset. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a white kobold layer. Is what I was trying to say. Yeah, so we've got these dwarves hanging around. I kind of want to get rid of those. We don't have any money to be able to buy anything. I'd probably want to... Well, we're going to be stuck here. This is the thing, because now we're going to get... Basically, we've got these endless dwarf units trying to scope out the iron mine. They will be... They can detect the iron mines, right? So they will be coming... They'll be beelining for them. I think we're just going to have to stay there with this one. Okay. Oh, there's just 9 units in that. There, mind you, we can't take that out with this small scouting force. So... Got a big, looks like an Etin, was that? Or a giant, maybe a hill giant. I don't think it had the multiple heads, that must have been a hill giant. We need 75 for a kobold stronghold. I've got foretelling. A few kobolds and a small amount of gems are burned on a sacrificial pyre. Through the fumes, the showman can discern future kobold strongholds. Okay, so this is like the ability that the Dwarf Queen has as well. Very, very useful, but I don't want to be using our limited our limited kobold resources quite yet. Now, these guys got snow move, I think, so they might be able to... Oh no, have they got snow move? Yes. So they might actually be able to move in here, but we'll see what we can do. Let's bring Ikla down this way. Okay. They can have that graveyard, I don't care about that, as long as somebody's sat on it. We're attacked in a kobold lair again. Uh-oh. Okay, we're going to lose this one. Oh no, we got lucky. We got lucky again. We need to deal with that, because that is a problem. Let's bring these guys back this way. So it looks like we're on the western flank of Elysium by the looks of it. Yeah, I think we're on a western spur. I think I'm going to put some white kobold archers in here just so we've got some more troops discarding this. We don't want to lose one of our hatcheries. Okay, folks. It's going to be the last turn. So there's been a battle in the mountains. We've got a stone drake available as well, but I don't think I'll be able to afford him. Or can we? 10 kobolds. Yeah, we've only got 8 here. So we could get it here though. Stone drake's really good. Yeah, I really want that. I really want that. I think you're foolish to miss them, even though, you know, arguably you might want to upgrade your kobold hatchery first, but let's just kill that raven spy. Oh, we got some troglodytes in an iron mine. This is another location for a kobold. Oh wow, look at that though. These trampling units are very, very nasty against kobolds. We would be able to whittle them down if we had a decent amount of archers though. Alright guys, I'm going to end the episode here. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I hope that you... Yeah, I'm going to check the recording just to make sure that we didn't get any problems with that crazy interlacing thing. But there was no interlacing effect on this one. And yeah, let me know. Do you like the graphics like this? Do you think it looks cool? I like it. I think it you know, kind of looks a little bit better. It softens the edges of the pixel art is basically what it does, and it just kind of makes the game look a little bit more old school and friendly. But you can let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know what you think about the series as well. This series was actually recommended to me by one of the commenters. I've forgotten your name now. I want to say... Anyway, I'm not going to guess, but yeah, thank you to the commenter who recommended that I do a Kobold King series, because it's been a while since I've played them. And yeah, hope you're looking forward to the series. Take care, folks.